What defines art? Painting, singing, dancing is a form of art, and as goes the usual 7 forms of art familiar with. But can art ever be limited in just 7 forms? Well, I may have stated before that 7 is a lucky number, but probably not in this case. As a matter of fact, these infamous Setar classifications from Alain Schilling 1 to the 1969 Etienne Soriot 1 failed somehow to include every form of art later on, as we started seeing 8e art and 9e art terms referring to media, monde dessiné, and more. So it's safe to say that art really has no limits. As far as it may seem from the understanding of common people, it's still real and it's still in need of a platform that will make it more accessible. A big platform that will make these artists gain their well-deserved global attention. These new types of art presented in the Connect BTS project go far beyond language barriers and break the prejudice around these innovative forms to present it to the world in an attempt to globalize art. As Zayon explains, BTS's ability to speak meaningfully to people of different cultural backgrounds, social classes, ethnicities, genders, and identities speaks in turn to modern art's long-standing goal to transcend imagined boundaries, breaking through, creating a new expressive space. They say BTS shoutouts are worth gold in today's market. Usually artists that get recommended by the members get a whole new audience ready to consume the art presented to them. In many of these cases, musicians that get that lucky would have their streams and followers tripled in less than an hour. Not only because the BTS army is dedicated, but due to their diversity and willingness to support new artists. And the BTS members are not afraid of recommending new or underrated artists, knowing damn well how huge their platform is. And as Anami explains, to be part of BTS's army fandom is to go to a journey, removing your own barriers, and the band rewards you for doing so by exposing you to new worlds and ideas to explore and grow from. The 7 Ps themselves are curious voyagers and wide-eyed students of Earth, and they share the fruits of their studies in their songs, music videos, and social media. Be it from Blood, Sweat and Tears, Damien references, to the Map of the Soul series, Carl Jung philosophy references, and even in their usual Twitter updates or travel vlogs, where members like RM or V show their love for museums. Art has always been part of their identity, and making people appreciate it has always been one of their goals, which takes a whole new level in this project when the members themselves would write personal invitations to various artists to get to be part in Connect BTS. As the official website of the project describes it, it's a global project to connect 5 cities and 22 artists, each of whom contributes their unique philosophy and imagination to it. The project aims to redefine the relationships between art and music, the material and immaterial, artists and their audiences, artist and artist, theory and practice. Connect BTS may be described in terms of collective curatorial practice by curators around the world who resonate with BTS's philosophy. The project takes you to 5 cities around the world: London, Berlin, Buenos Aires, Seoul, and New York, all part in the Map of the Soul 7 Comeback Map. It was a surprise at first. I still remember when the Comeback Map dropped and everyone was like, what's that even about? Like, considering none of us is used to this promo strategy before for the BTS album. Well, it's not like we knew what to expect, considering how versatile they are. Then the album trailer dropped, presenting the visually stunning music video of the interlude Shadow, a beautifully haunting track diving into an artist's worst fears and conflicts. We knew right away this is not just an album to be released. It's a movement celebrating art. Then a day after the Shadow release, Connect BTS started from London with Catharsis, a piece by the Danish artist Jacob Christensen. Jacob is an artist working with environmental storytelling through 3D animation, sound, and immersive installations. He creates poetic interpretations about overlooked natural phenomena through collaborations with field biologists, composers, and writers. This latest project of his was executed in the Serpentine Gallery as a digital simulation of a reimagined old-growth forest that has developed and disturbed over hundreds of years. In a collaboration with Matt Kirkley, he takes his audiences through a digital portal, a stimulated journey that offers access to past and present natural environments, slowed down and up close, using advanced 3D technology and synchronized sound. And just like other pieces of his, there is no humans portrayed in Catharsis. During his interview with BTS, he explains the reason behind it, stating that we already have much focus on the representation of the human body, so I want to explore and create perspectives on other creatures, on other places and species, like trees. I look at media as an extension of the human senses, so we can connect to other places and species in the world, expressing that technology can be used as a link between humans and nature, more than a mere tool created by humans to only share human stories, and that by using technology, you're almost like dancing around other species. Then we get taken to Berlin, where the second installment of the project takes place at the Gropiusbos, presenting Rituals of Care, a series of performances performed by 17 artists and directed by Stéphanie Rezontal and Noémie Solomon. It's an ongoing exploration of themes with particular contemporary urgency, including land and the Anthropocene, violence and repair. And in case you're a BTS fan and didn't really know the details of Connect BTS project, you may have at least known Stéphanie Rezontal from this clip. Now, Stéphanie is a well-proclaimed name in the contemporary art community with an impressive amount of directed projects and exhibitions all around the world. From being a curator at the Haus der Kunst in Munich back in the early 2000s to becoming the director of Gropiusbos in Berlin in February 2018, where the Rituals of Care exhibition took place. When BTS asked her about the reason she joined this project, she explains, I think art is an important part of the critical thinking. It's really important for us to reach out, so to collaborate with you and to reach out for music, and contemporary music is also something to reaching out to different audiences. As artists that express themselves through their bodies and dance over the years, they're interested in what it means for these 17 artists to perform. Dr. Rosenthal responds, we can build an exchange through certain dance movements or performance or act. From me, performances are also a way to speak from body to body, to really transmit feelings or also beliefs we have. Making Rituals of Care a celebration of the body expression, of pain, healing, and for the causes that need to be spoken about. We then go flying in a vast free world, surrounded by nothing, by nature, in the Thomas Saraceno art project, Fly with Irosine Pacha. The Argentina artist has enacted new worlds through collaborations with spiders and cosmic webs, attuning to the rhythms of the interdependent future and the shared universe of perceptions in the age of climate emergency. Using just the sun and air, Irosine Pacha flies with its pilot free, without any external means that may come between him and nature. No lithium, no fossil fuels, solar panels, or helium, and for the first time in history, humans fly free into the air. The Connect BTS project extends then to 2 more stops in Seoul with the Anne Veronica Jensen's project, Green, Yellow and Pink, that by filling closed spaces with haze of colored artificial mist, she creates situations that confront visitors with their own perception of space and of themselves within it. And Veronica Jensen explores the sensory experience of the reality, suggesting that all perception is fragile at best. By investigating the properties of space, light, radiant color, and translucent or reflective surfaces, Jensen destabilizes and disrupts ideas about materiality. The second project in Seoul is named Beyond the Scene, which is a collaboration between BTS and Yoon Kang that presents a reimagination of BTS's signature dance moves as seen through projection mapping. Large-scale projection captures key movements in the septet's choreography, performed by dancers behind white fabric. The figures' limited silhouettes might appear anonymous and abstract, but with the time shapes and forms are brought together to populate the space, like a metaphor of how the 7 band members built BTS together with the support of their fans. The Connect BTS project finishes then with its last installment, New York Cleaning, created by Anthony Gormley, who is widely acclaimed for his sculptures, installations, and public art that investigate the relationship of the human body. It actually took me quite a while to finish writing this essay, due to me having exams and my internship, and also due to the insane amount of information that can be presented and discussed in this video. The most important issue worth mentioning is the media. The way the media outlets reported about the project, if they ever do, is 90% of the time to discredit BTS's artistry and involvement in Connect BTS, and also to question their intentions. One of the prime examples of the incompetence of the media is the host from TRT that bluntly accused BTS of funding it for clout, that they spent money just for propaganda.
Are you saying that you're in this project for the money? I mean, can BTS add anything else other than dollars into this project?
On a side note, Big Hit did not fund this project. It was 100% BTS themselves that wanted to let the world know about great artists that inspired them enough to include their artworks in their Mod 7 album. Dr. Stéphanie Regental was quite taken aback by the blatant ignorance of said journalist, so she responded with a very important question that practically summed up the issue in hand. Do you take BTS's music seriously or not? Do you take them seriously as artists or not? It actually had me wondering, what would it take for the Western media, and eventually the industry, to take them seriously? A group of men of color singing in Korean and not being backed by any company, just their fans and their passion for music. Even a project as revolutionary as Connect BTS gets ridiculed due to, I assume, the prejudice surrounding the boy band tag. But maybe that's not quite the case, because we've seen lately an example of a white band presenting a project very similar to Connect BTS, and as expected, the media hyped them for it. And even a lot of BTS fans pointed out the differences in covering both the BTS and the other band's project, as the journalists tended to reduce BTS's contribution to just funding it, when it's definitely not the case. Meanwhile, with the other white band, they made sure to point out their involvement in the project and how they made it out of love of art. So maybe the way the media acted came from the prejudice surrounding the Korean entertainment industry, or due to them just being Korean and quite not welcome by the Western industry, just like they were never welcomed by the Korean music industry. We say underdogs, as they've always been labeled. But all the underdogs in the world are destined to rise one day and put an end to such unfair standards.